Hello, everyone. My name is Katie. I'm on the GreenlandQuilter channel. I hope everybody's doing really good. It's already the weekend. May is just flying by faster than we can keep up with, I think. So anyway, it's me and Nikolai tonight. Um, I'm not sure what he's going to work on. He'll let y'all know. But babe, you want to tell him what you're going to work on?
Been working on that again.
You're working on what again?
I have built them before, the trailer.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like a, what do you call it? Semi truck with a trailer with the 3 cars in it, and a tour bus, and a car wash.
Oh, sounds like fun. And tonight we are going to be working on block number 7 or 8. 7, I think.
And hi everyone from my side. Good to be back home.
Yeah, welcome home, my love. Okay, so we're going to be working on the next block tonight, which is called To the Point. It's on block number 919 on page 467 of the 1000 block book. So that's what I'll be working on tonight. I've already cut the pieces, but they're not, I have not sewn any of them, but I am going to go ahead and lay it out, and then I'll show you the layout of what the block should look like. And I think most of y'all are going to like this block because it's pretty simple. I believe it's to be simple, but you know me and angles, we might get in a little trouble as always. All right. Let me make sure I have everything, and I hope people show up soon. But if they don't, they don't. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this laid out, and then I'll show it to you. It's probably going to be another 12.5-inch block, I'm thinking. It seems like that's what they're running right now on these blocks, is they're about 12.5-inch maybe. I have one, I think it's 12.25, and that could have just been me goofing up something, but that's okay. That's what makes this fun. So we get to see it come together. Can you? Okay. So now what we want to do is I'm going to spread this out quite a bit so you can see everything. Hey, Obsessed, how are you? Welcome, welcome. Right now I'm just getting this, what I'm going to be working on laid out so you guys can see it. Hey, Judy Smith, welcome, welcome. She says, hello, Katie and Nikolai. Sorry I've been missing a lot of lives. I have been struggling health-wise, and I have only sewn one day in the last few months. I hope you get to feeling better, Judy. You've been missed. I'm just getting this block laid out so you guys can see it. Oh, this is backwards. Oops. Good thing I saw that. This is one of these where you got things turned around a little bit, and that's okay, because that's what makes this special. Okay. So I'm just getting everything laid out so I can show it to you. Let me see if I can get it up underneath the camera and you can watch me put the block together. I'm laying it out on the design board first. Yeah, I don't have much room on this desk. Let me see if I can move my machine a little bit. Or I can just turn the camera. Tell you what, I'm just going to turn the camera. So be prepared. Don't want to make anybody sick. Okay. Yes, he's working on Legos. You want to show him a picture, honey, of what you're working on?
For the moment, I'm working on this car.
That way they can see what you're doing.
When it's done, I'm going for this one. And when it's done, I'm going for this one that looks like a hot rod to me. And when I'm done, I will try to work on this one where the trailers for those cars.
I think that's going to be fun.
And during the life, if I'm done with those, then I still got car wash, and bus for tourism. The repeat again of those Legos that I have worked on previously.
For those who, if you weren't here on our live, on my live last night, me and Nikolai did a little Lego kit together. He made a boot with flowers in it, and I made a watering can with flowers in it, and I'll show that to you in just a minute. Let me get this block laid out so you can see what's going to happen with it. Okay, now let's get these over here. I'm just getting them laid out so you can see what's going to happen here. Okay, we got that one. It's going to go all the way up like that. Okay. All right. Now we're going to need to put this here. And then we're going to put another one down here at the bottom. So I'm laying it out so you can see what's going to happen with this block. I think it's going to be a cool looking block. And pretty simple too. At least it looks simple to me. As long as I don't get something turned upside down, we'll be just fine. That's the biggest thing, is making sure I don't turn something the wrong direction. Because we all know that I am angle challenged for the most part. So it's really easy for me to get something turned around. So that's why I'm getting it laid out so you can get an idea of what this is going to look like. And then we're going to have some fun. Because it's just half square triangles along with square blocks is basically what it is. So it should be interesting and fun. I'm just gonna make sure I got everything laid out properly. Okay, and then we're going to use these white. So it's not going to be totally lined up properly, and that's pretty normal because I'm just making sure I have all the pieces that I need to have here. And yeah, I'm just trying to get it all laid out in an orderly manner. And hopefully I'm not leaving anything out. I can see that we got a couple things missing here. Okay. So we need to have a blue down here. There's quite a bit of pieces to this block, but it's not excruciating difficult like some you've seen from the past. You know, the past block that we've been doing. And I'm also going to be posting a new set of 4 blocks for you guys to vote on in the community, on the community tab, as well as in the Facebook group, because I'm going to need y'all to go over and vote on what the next block will be. But we're coming along with this. We're doing really well. I think those who have been sewing the blocks have been having a good time doing it. And I'm just really, I'm enjoying the process of all this. Plus I'm learning at the same time, because I feel like this book basically is helping people. It's building a skill set that we all need to have anyway. And since it lacks much, you know, like directions, it doesn't get into any detail of the directions. You basically cut out the pieces and then you look at the picture and it shows you the layout. So here's what we're working on. And like I said, it will not be even because we haven't sewed it together yet, but this is what we're going to be sewing together. It's going to be a very nice block. Hey, Raven, welcome, welcome. Hey, Andy, good to see you. Hello, Robin Marie. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I will probably do the corner pieces all the way around first, the corner quadrants, and then we'll work on this center. Let me show you what the layout looks like in the book, so you can get an idea in case what you're not. And that's the layout right there. Okay. Raven says, oh, I bet Legos might be a cheaper hobby. I don't know about that. What do you?
No.
I think it's about the same, don't you think, babe? Or which do you think's more money, the fabric or the Legos?
Probably both. I've been collecting a lot before even when we are even together. A couple.
Yep. Yeah, that's right. You have. You've been doing it a long time.
Yep.
I only started this sewing thing after I moved over here. I mean, I did as far as when it comes to quilting anyway. I've made clothes, but that's been it. Okay, now let me see here. I'm going to get me a smaller design board so that you can watch me put together each quadrant. So I got to clear this little board off so I can use it. It looks like it's getting close for me to start cleaning design boards again because they're getting thread all over them. And little pieces of fabric. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to set the board here so you can see what I'm going to do. And I'm going to go ahead and start with one quadrant here. That way you can see what's going to happen. And I want to make sure I turn it the right way. That way I don't get myself all confused. Okay, so let's do this first set. And then we'll mosey around the outer edges of this block. Raven says they're probably about the same. Yeah, I think so, because I mean, we really haven't spent any time. I haven't bought any fabric since the end of November. I've been restraining myself for now until hopefully things will get better at some point. But if they don't, I have a little bit of I don't have a big stash, but I have enough to keep me busy for a little while, and we'll see what happens. These tariffs are going to be, in fact, fabric went up, or was supposed to have gone up May the 1st for Moda Fabrics because of tariff. So we'll see what is going to happen with that. And I'm going to go ahead and sew 2 sets of these quadrants, and then I'll take care of the other 2 sets. That way I could chain piece. For y'all that don't know what chain piecing is, it just means I'm going to be sewing more than one thing before I take it off the machine. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take a half triangle and I'm going to sew it to one side here. Okay. And then I'll join it on the other side afterwards. So that's the plan. Make sure I got this right. Yep. It's weird when you take a couple of days off from lives, you feel like you're starting all over again and you're nervous again, or I am. I shouldn't be. Okay, we're going to do this again. Are you and Nico going to get, we'll see.
What?
Robin, she's asking about the craft room.
Oh, we're still work in progress.
She wants to know if we're going to get any of it done.
Yeah, well, we need to tidy up a bit first before we start.
Yeah, we got a couple things we have to do in here in this main room, because we're going to be, there's some stuff that we have to take out of the craft room, and we got to find somewhere we can take it and shake it out and not worry about glass being a problem for animals. Robin wants to know what you're working on, honey.
Vehicles, mainly vehicles.
Cars, trucks.
Cars. Right now I'm working on 3 different cars. That is speed. What do you call it?
One of those speed racers.
Speed racer, or like a regular car, and I think 2 hot rods.
So how you been doing, everyone? What have you been working on this week for those of you who are crafters? And I'm curious, what's y'all's weather like right now? We started earlier today with nice bright sunshine. It's 44 degrees currently here, Fahrenheit. So we're really warm. And right now it has started raining. So perfect sleeping weather. Right up my alley. Ain't that right, babe?
Yep.
I love when it rains so I can sleep. Okay, so what I've done is I've finger pressed and used my seam roller. Now what we're going to do here, and I got these blocks turned the wrong way. Of course I did, the triangles, I mean. Now we're going to sew the other side of the triangles onto the other side, and then I will trim off these corners after I've done that. So let's go ahead and sew this piece to this. And as you can see, I have put it on here, and I'm just going to put it through the machine.
On a tent, you will be falling asleep already.
Probably. Still a little too.
Still hearing the tristle.
Yep. We need to buy a heating source so that we can actually use it again. Because we like to froze to death the last time we did it. Because it was too early in the season when we went out.
Yep.
So we got cold. Air mattress. Oh my gosh, when an air mattress gets cold, boy, oh boy, do you stay cold.
But I did keep you warm though.
Yeah, you did. It was fun. Had a good time. Hi, Kelly. Welcome, welcome.
Hi, Kelly.
Let's see here. Kelly says, hello, my quilting friends. How is everyone this Friday quiet afternoon at nearly 2 p.m. Pacific time for me? Greetings to you all from Fraser Valley, BC. She says, after several sunny days with windows open and lovely breeze, the weather is transitioning to a wetter later on tonight. And Judy says it's 79 degrees in Reidsville, North Carolina. And Robin says it's sunny, breezy in the 80s. What y'all think about us already being in the 40s here, and this is just early May? We've been having 40-degree temperatures for the last month on and off. All right, I am going to go ahead and trim this dog ear off, or this corner off on this one side, and then I'll trim off the other side after I've finger pressed everything open. So this is, it's almost like a flying geese on a square. All right, let's get this one off. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is trim. Well, let me press this open first, and then I'm going to put the iron to it at some point. But right now, I just want to get these quadrants done, and then I'll take all of the quadrants over to the ironing station and iron them, press them. That's what I mean. Okay, we got that one done. Let's get this one done as far, because I like to sew my seams open. One of these days, I guess I'll get me take some scraps and practice doing the other way of doing seams. And maybe I can eventually get them where they nest properly. Okay, so we got 2 of these. We had to do 2 of them this style with the lighter blue. And these these half triangles that we're making currently are going in a different direction on the block itself. I'll probably go ahead and sew the other part on here. Let's go ahead and do that. That way I don't get mixed up. Raven says it's 48 dreary. In Phillips, Wisconsin should be our first days of 60 to 70 this weekend. Hey, Raina. Welcome, welcome.
Hi, Raina.
All right, I need to trim that ear off of here. Make sure I get it trimmed off of both of them. All right, now we're going to sew this half triangle onto this. And you just need to line them up and sew a 1/4 inch seam allowance, and make sure that you don't chop off your point that's on the other side where that block is at. And I'm going to pin it. Any of y'all sewing these blocks with me? I know that Pat is, but she's not in here right now. There's 2 or 3 people that are working on them. I'm really enjoying this process because it's really helping build. These blocks are quite a bit like a skill builder. Some of these blocks are really complicated, and the other ones not so complicated, but you still got to be paying attention to what you're doing. Or with me anyway, I have to pay attention. Raina says, so glad you're home again, Nico.
Thanks, Raina. It's been a tough time out there.
Yeah.
A little too long. Part of the job, though.
Yeah, it was a little bit rougher than usual.
We had to get in port twice within a week.
Yeah, because people had deaths in the family, didn't they?
Yep.
Yeah, they had to unload twice. 2 different people, because they had deaths in their family, and so they had to find someone to fill in.
It's been fun doing that.
Hi, Donna. Welcome, welcome.
Hi, Donna.
Kelly says she has not been doing any sewing lately, but she's going to start a baby quilt either Monday or Tuesday. Hey, have you been busy with setting up cruises and stuff? Okay, so I've pinned this one on. Now I'm going to do the other one because we're doing two of the same style block here. Katie, if you have a big container, you could put a plastic bag in and you could shake the glass shards in that. I know, but I have a quilt top I need to put one more or 2 sets of, no, 1 set of sashings on that's left for that one. And then there's supposed to be a border on it. And I have to take that, and it'll fit on top of a full-size bed. So I don't know how that would work. That's why I was talking about finding somewhere to go shake it off, because I need to finish it so that it'll be ready for quilting. Not too much, Katie. Show times for me. Okay. We're supposed to get up to 100 ships coming through here, but I don't know how many of them are actually from the United States right now. We've already had 2 come through port. One was from France. Where was the other one from, honey?
I think both of them.
Or was both of them from France?
It's the same ship again.
Oh, it was the same one. Okay, got you. Judy says, got to run out. I might sign back on later. Yeah, I'll be here. I'll be here as long as it takes me to make this block. And I'll make some announcements right at the end, too, on what we're going to be working on. Use your bathtub. We don't have a bathtub. We have just a shower. I thought about going and hanging it on clothesline, but then I got to looking at the clothesline that doesn't get used much. It's in the neighbor's yard. And it needs a new clothesline. There's no way I'm sticking my stuff on that nasty line that I saw. Shower and vacuum out. Kelly says, I have to go. The dogs need a walk before it rains. Happy quilting all. I hope you come back, Kelly. Enjoy your walk with the dogs. She has those big Newfoundland dogs.
Okay.
I think they're called Newfoundlands. A big black and white dog. Or maybe it's a mountain dog. It's one of them. I think she's got two of them.
Okay.
Unless I'm behind the times. Robin says shower and vacuum out. Yeah, we could do it like that probably. Got to figure it out. He's also got to figure out how he's going to do his get all the glass shards off his Millennium Falcon. They're all up inside of it. I think the ones that don't have stickers on it could probably be put in a bucket of water and let all the shards get washed out that way. But the ones with the stickers on, I'm going to have to come up with a different plan of attack. Okay, so I have both. I've added them on, and I'll show you what this looks like so far, because we'll have two corners done when you see this. So give me a minute, and I'll show it to you. I know you can see what I'm doing, but that camera, yeah, I mean, not really. You can't even see. Oh, here we go. Yeah, there we go. Hi, Joyce. Welcome, welcome. It's good to see you.
Hi, Joyce.
You can see Nikolai's home. Thank God.
Finally got around this Sunday. Last week, Sunday.
You haven't been home a week yet.
Nope. Tomorrow.
Yeah, no, Sunday will be a week.
Sunday will be a week.
Yeah.
Today's Friday, right?
Yes.
Today should have been a week.
Yeah, you would have been home a week from today or a week ago had you come home when you were supposed to come home.
Yep.
No. Always got to get stuck in Narsarsuaq.
The reason was stupid though, but necessary.
It was a dumb reason. I don't know how you have ice when it was 40 degrees outside. Okay, so this is what this block looks like so far. And I had to make two of them. So I'm going to put them, I'll be showing you on the board here once we get all these corners done and we start joining other parts of it. I just got to make, oops, I turned it the wrong way. We got to make sure we turn these the right way too. I think this is a very simple setup for the most part. I just have to make sure I turn everything in the right direction. Yeah. Okay, so what we're going to do here is like what we just did with the other two. Man, you really cannot see what I'm doing. Okay, so what we got to do first is we got to sew one side to the square. And then after we got that side done, then we'll come over here and sew this side to this. Then we'll join the bigger triangle. Channel sucks without you, Pete says. What? Thanks, Pete. You hear that?
What?
Pete says the channel sucks without you. Thanks a lot, dude.
You must be a Lego builder too, huh?
Pete, are you a Lego builder too? We have a surprise for you guys. We're going to be doing a live together where we're going to put a kit together, me and Nikolai together. It's the love kit. Donna says she just received her book. What page is the block? Okay, it is on page 467, and it's block number 919. And I'm glad you got your book. Yay! Page 467, block 919.
Was it Donna?
Yeah. It's called To the Point.
Donna.
Here.
Door's open. How cracked it.
Well, I'm just pointing out it's hot over here in my corner.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we got these two done. Kind of hurts my feelings. All right. Okay, we're gonna trim the ear off here. Do what, babe?
I'm just talking to myself. Trying to find specific pieces and so it's fun.
Well, I really enjoyed making. Yeah, I'm gonna show them what you and I made. It was yesterday, right?
Yeah, it was yesterday.
Or day before yesterday.
Yeah, the day before yesterday.
Yeah, I'm gonna show them here directly what you and I worked on. Okay. Make sure I have these in the right direction. Uh-oh. Yeah, let's don't get this wrong. Okay, so we're going to do that. And have I got the seam prep? Okay. Uh-oh.
Boo-boo.
Possibly. Oh, I just I'm so funny. Thinking I sewed it on the right side when I didn't. Yeah. Hello there. Blessed. Well, Catherine. Hello, hello. Hi. Let's see who else is coming here. Okay, yeah. Okay, Katie, you're going to do Legos with Nico. When is he going to sew with you?
Have you already told that?
No, I have not told them nothing.
Oh.
Man, that's supposed to be a secret.
Oh.
Joyce, you're going to have to stay tuned for that one. Somebody just figured out something. I didn't even say nothing.
Now it's out. You might as well just tell it then.
Yep. He's going to sew with me, Joyce. We're going to do a live where he's sewing. So that's the big surprise that we're going to do, one of them. And y'all will get to ask him questions also while he's sewing about what he knows about sewing. Or quilt making anyway. Ooh. All right, let's get this one on this side. You should be able to just turn it around. Yeah, I did. I just did it weird, just go around. I don't know why I did that. That was very strange.
Passed out?
Yes, she is.
Well, she finished the ear, so she's passed out.
I think those ears is what making her so gassy.
Probably.
Because she's been over here doing her gassy thing. And I'm like, great, let's just gas mama out. Joyce says, really? Woohoo, Nico. Hey, Donna, welcome, welcome. Yes,
Donna.
I asked him out of the blue what he thought about it. He said he'd do it. So I'm thinking, I'm just debating on what I was thinking. Either it would be either a charm. I think that he would enjoy doing a jelly roll, and then we could subcut the jelly roll down so that it's kept pretty simple where he can just sew it together.
She challenged me for that.
Yep, I made a challenge. And I forgot to press this. Why did I forget to do that? Oops. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah. Katie, I answered your email and that will be fine. Looking forward to it. Okay. I hadn't checked the email in the last few minutes. It looks like I'm going to have, yeah, good. Katie, you should do a question and answer on quilting like Jess did with her husband. That was fun. Yeah, that was what I was going to do while he's sewing. He could answer y'all's questions. Do you want to do it on this machine or you want to do it on the small machine?
Small machine will do.
Okay, because I need to get it out and make sure everything works on it okay.
You have to use your machine.
Well,
You want to be sewing too at the same time, so.
But yeah, that's the plan, Joyce. Y'all will get to ask him questions. You'll be surprised what he pays attention to. But it'll be fun. So if you haven't seen these yet, let me show you these. This is the base that I made. We worked on two kits together. There's butterflies and flowers on this. See those cool looking butterflies? And the flowers are so adorable. Let me turn it around so you can see the other side. So I made this one. And Nikolai, he did the boot. The rain boot. We had fun making this. This is a Creator 3-in-1 and we did 2-in-1. All right, now what I got to do is take this and we're going to add this to this triangle. We're going to sew it together like you would a half square triangle unit. And we're going to sew it together and you'll get a block. So anyway, I was thinking if we did a jelly roll, then what he could do is straight sew the strips together in sets of 3s, I think. And then I can walk him through subcutting it where he can turn them, you know, have one going horizontal and sew the next one so that it's vertical. That way he could have patchwork going across there and it be scrappy. Because I only have like 3 jelly rolls in this house. And I think one of them will be great for him to practice on while y'all are watching. It's either that or I cut some, or we could do a layer cake. Bless said she has always wanted to learn how to do a quilt. It is beautiful to watch. I do much better at crocheting. Once you learn your sewing machine, it's not that hard to learn this. You just have to enjoy the whole process and not stress out about and not be striving for perfection because that's not what this is about. It's about enjoying the process.
Well, you will make some mistakes.
Yep.
It goes the same with when you crochet, you make a mistake, then you have to take it off and redo it again.
Yep.
It goes the same way with when I'm working out to see where we make a little.
Oh, speaking of Sherry's not in here right now, but when she comes, we should show her that big needle.
I wanted to show her that while you're doing the sewing.
Yeah, I know. She's not in here right now, though. If she was here, we could show all of them that big needle. Is that what they actually? Is that what it actually translates to as a needle?
Yeah, it is a needle.
Okay, got it. Well, it's a big one, all right. Not to mention that rope. So we're coming along with this. It's going to look good, I think. I hope y'all like my choice. I decided to just keep it as simple this tonight, just so you could see the making of the block itself. Katie, those pictures of the blankets I sent you, I have had people mistake them for actual quilts, and they look like quilts because of the way they're done. Yeah, they're beautiful. I've never done that style of crocheting. I guess one of these days I'm gonna have to break down and do one. There was one time where I was thinking about doing it, but then I got distracted by Tunisian, and I still haven't really completed any finished Tunisian pieces. And I also like what they call the interlac. I like doing that. That one's fun to do. It's almost like patchwork with the interlac. What style was the crocheting? It's Bless, can you tell her what it's called? I can't think of the name of it right now. It's where you make pictures on it with yarn. They have my favorite to do. I can't remember what it's called. The bobble stitch, so the pattern comes like a cross stitch pattern, and you can put names and images on them. She loves doing those. Yeah, it reminds me a lot of what you see on cross stitch because the concept is quite similar, only you're using a crochet hook to do it. You're basically drawing on top of the yarn. All right, I'm going to turn this camera around for a minute so you can see where I'm at on this. And I haven't took it to the iron yet, but I will at some point when I get enough of these where I can go ahead and press them all at once. I like to do that so I'm not away from the camera too long. Those are, she says those are her favorite to do. Yeah, I haven't done one yet. I guess I should think about doing it because it's a skill that's worth learning. All right, let me show you where we are on this now so you can get an idea of what's going on here. Okay, let me turn the camera around again. Okay. All right, so basically I have sewn the corners. We now have all 4 quadrants done. So now what I'm going to do is there's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 across here. I'm going to sew all of these sets of 2, and then up here on you have 2 more 4 patches. You have a 4 patch up here and 4 patch down here, and I'll do the same thing. I'll do it in sets of 2, and then we'll start joining them as we go along. So let me go ahead and start with this one, and I'm going to move through the center first. That way, I don't get these out of order. Because it does matter the way these blocks are laid out.
Hmm.
What, babe?
I just got a new song in my head. When I see when you mention Donna, it just pop into my head.
It's funny words and people's names, what you think of.
But I'm sure Donna knows the song too.
The Oh Donna song? Or is it a different Donna song?
It's movie. It's from the movie La Bamba.
Okay.
I had a girl, Donna, what's her name?
Oh. The other Donna song.
Yep.
Gotcha. You see, I'm just working across the front of this block. Middle of the block, I'm sorry. What do y'all think about the colors I'm using? Very simple, just 3 colors on this one. And once we get all these 4 patches done, then we can start joining everything together. Okay, we're on the last set here. Raina says she hasn't tried the bobble stitch. I'll have to look that up. I do Tunisian. Interlock looks, the interlock is, it looks complicated, but actually once you get into the rhythm of how it works, it's very enjoyable. And I actually have an interlock I can show you. I'm gonna go get it in a minute. It isn't finished. It's just where I was learning how to do it.
Great movie with sad ending.
You mean the Bamba? Oh, because he died?
Yep.
From a plane crash, I think it was.
Yeah. At the time of his, what do you call it? Time of his
Time
life.
when he was, yeah, doing so good with his music.
Yep. The prime of his life. Not time, but prime of his life.
One thing about these 4 patches, when you're doing the 4 patch or these these squares, make sure that you don't get your blocks turned the wrong direction, because it does matter how they're laid out on this block. And you don't want to get them turned the wrong way. Popcorn and bobble stitch are similar. It just depends on which one you like better. They're both similar. Yep. I like making, like, wait, is there any roses on this? Yes, there is. Yeah, I don't know if I have a popcorn. No. Oh, there is popcorn. I don't know if you can see it or not, but where you see the loops going on, there's a rows of popcorn stitches up there. I'll have to put the camera up close so you can see the stitches. And that's actually a great idea so you guys can see them. Okay, now we got this dark blue, which needs to be going white, dark blue, light blue, white, dark blue. Babe, in my sewing room, in that chest of drawers that's over there in front of that bookshelf, the very right bottom drawer has a bunch of crochet stuff in it. Will you go grab it? If you don't mind. And I can show them that interlock because I think that interlock's mixed in with that. Can you see it coming together here, y'all? Does anyone know if Donna's going live tonight? I looked on her website last night to find her live link, and I could not find it because I was going to dump you guys into her channel after I finished my live tonight, and I couldn't find the link unless she has since put it up. If she has put it up and y'all go over there, make sure you tell her I sent you. Y'all are quiet tonight. You're not talking much. Okay, so now I've got that done. What I'm going to do now is go ahead and make the 4 patches. And then we'll get that all done. I'm gonna see, what can we talk about? Talk about moving. Joyce says, yes, it's pretty. You know, I think this is gonna, when we get a lot of these blocks and we start looking at all the different blocks, it's going to be interesting to see how I want to put them together. I definitely think that doing an one of the set, it gives you some layouts for quilt blocks, and one of them has you putting them in a like a haphazard way, and I'm thinking I want to do that. Maybe we'll see. Love the colors you're using, says Robin. Thank you. I need to find somewhere to buy some more of this. See this color right here, this blue right here? I need some more of that. It's like a blue gray, bluish gray. I really like the color, and it goes so well with so many different colors of batiks. I'll be right back. Bottom right hand, not open. Yeah, just practice that. But yeah, that one, that's those two. That's the one. Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Wow, you know what? This was, I had got further along with this than I thought I did. So here's the interlac. Hey, Teresa. So
Hey,
anyway, this
Katie.
is good to see you.
Hi, Teresa.
So this is what a practice piece of learning how to do the interlac. But it's really easy to do once you get into a rhythm with it. And this is what the back of it looks like. So it's like patchwork piecing, only you're doing it with yarn.
Oh, wow. Is that crochet or knitting?
Yeah. Yeah, it's crochet.
Oh.
And I'll put it up where you can see the stitches.
Oh, yeah.
But
I've never seen anything like that.
Yeah, it's I find it fun. It's just when you first start out, you're like a little concerned that it's, you know, going to be problematic, but really it isn't.
Huh.
Okay. All right.
Is there like a lot of crisscrossing in the back with the threads or yarn?
No, so what happens is you start out with one block, and it tells you how many of these hang on. You start out with one block, and I'm not even sure where the original block is. But you sew, let's see how many rows is on here. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's either 5 rows or 6. It looks like 6. So you sew 6 with so many stitches in the other direction, and then you take and join another color if you're going to use a different color, and you start weaving on top of on side of you start crocheting on one end of it as you're doing it at an angle. It's really hard for me to explain how to do it.
Yeah.
And it's been a while since I've touched this.
Well, that's really neat.
Yeah, I might as well finish it. It was a practice piece I was
Might
doing.
as well. I need to finish my granny square.
Oh, that's the other thing. I need to make me a granny square Afghan. I haven't done granny squares in so long, and they're so easy to do, and you can get as creative as you want to with them.
Yeah. I have all the little squares made. I just need to put them, stitch them
Get them sewn
together.
together. Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you like to sew yours together? Do you like to crochet them together, or do you whip stitch them?
That's the part I've never done yet. So I guess that's why it's not finished.
Oh, I prefer
So,
crocheting them together instead of the whip stitch or whatever they call that. Flip stitch.
Yeah.
I don't know.
oh, some people will do a whip stitch putting them together.
Yeah.
Oh,
You just do this. It's like a,
yeah.
and I don't know. I just don't find that. I like crocheting it where I know when I crochet it, it ain't going anywhere.
Right. That's probably what I'll do is crochet it.
Let's see. I must have missed something. Mary's been listening, recovering from hand surgery, so only have one hand to use on my phone. I hope you get healed up quick. So how was your
Um,
day today, Teresa?
I having a good day. Sorry I'm late. I fell asleep and I just woke up about 10 minutes ago.
No, it's okay. I figured you'd come. You said something about going fishing, so I didn't know if you went or not.
No, we didn't go fishing. It was so nice out. We decided to do some stuff out in the yard, so I guess I wore myself out. But
Hey,
It's
so
alright. It happens.
it happens. You weren't the only one that had a nap today. My husband had me take a nap.
really?
Yep.
Yep. I make her take a nap.
Yeah, he had me take a nap today. Me and my sleeping is so erratic.
Yeah, mine too. I woke up last night at 1:30 and I couldn't get back to sleep. So
Yeah,
I,
you know, I'm
I just
beginning
got
to,
up.
yep. I'm beginning to think I might be better off to do late night. Well, I'm not going to cancel my already regular time lives, but it wouldn't hurt to do lives when I can't sleep.
I was thinking that too,
Yep.
last night I thought maybe I should just go upstairs and work on the horse and go live for a while.
Yep.
But I didn't. But I have thought about it.
Yeah, because I think people who are not sleeping, or either they're on this side of the pond, might be awake looking for something to go watch.
Yeah, that's how I found Tiffany is she used to do the insomnia, how do you say that?
Insomniac.
Yeah. And I used to watch her. I really miss those because, you know.
Yep. And the other one I used to watch really late at night was Midnights with Angela Walters. I don't know if she's
Oh
still
yeah.
doing Midnights or not.
No, Midnight Quilt Show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I started watching her because she's so fun to watch. But now she's big wig now. Robin says, I
Well,
made a gray square blanket for my 12-year-old grandson. He disappeared from his house. I'm so mad at his parents. Uh-oh. And Joyce says she's going into lurk mode for 30 minutes. Time for her to win $1 million on Jeopardy. Yeah, right. Too funny. So have you made more progress since when you were on last night with your horse?
no. After
Okay.
last night I went downstairs and that was pretty much it.
Cool.
I'm at
I
the,
definitely
about
want to
the
try
same
doing one of
spot.
those.
Yeah.
That is coming along. Hey, honey, look what she's doing. Can you see? She's working on a collage horse.
Nice.
She's right here.
I see it.
And you can already tell it's a horse.
Yep.
I want to do one. I think it'd be fun. Are you frozen, Teresa? I think she's froze.
Uh-oh. Dinosaur Rob.
I hope she realizes she is. Okay. We're coming along with these 4 patches. Oh, we lost her. She's gone. Oh, hello, Carrie Quilts. Welcome, welcome. She'll be back unless she's having bad weather.
Yeah.
There. Okay.
There
Am I
you
back?
are. Yeah, welcome back.
I don't know what happened. It
I
just.
don't know. You were froze there, and I'm like, uh-oh.
Yeah, I lost my internet for a minute.
You having bad weather that way?
No, it's a beautiful day out here today, but you know,
You never know.
you never know around here.
Same thing here, you know. Something is wrong.
Hello,
Okay.
Carrie Quilts.
So I'm working on the next blocks. What I'm working on from out of the book.
Oh,
This
right.
one's called, yeah, this one's called To the Point. So this one is fairly, I think, very, very easy enough for even a beginner to do. If they know how to do, if a person knows how to do half square triangles or quarter triangles, there's no problem with this. I think it's pretty decent. Not so stressful like, you know. And I picked 4 more blocks out of the book that I'm going to post so people can vote on it.
Did Teresa know about the plan?
What we were talking about earlier?
Yeah.
I don't know if I told her or not. I don't think I told her, but I might have. Did I
What's
say
that?
anything to you about my husband and a sewing machine?
No.
No, I didn't. So, someone in the channel mentioned something about, you know, I ought to get Nikolai, would Nikolai like to, you know, maybe sew with me? And I'm like, and first thing out of Nikolai's mouth, you told him already? I'm like, I didn't tell anyone anything. Anyway, we're going to have a surprise on a live, and he's going to be sitting in front of a sewing machine sewing. He has said he would try it out.
Wow, really?
Yeah. And y'all will, everybody who watches will get to ask him quilty questions to see what he knows about making quilt blocks.
Oh boy, I will suck on that part.
That'll be fun.
I don't think you're gonna suck at some of it, because I think you actually pay attention to what I talk about sometimes. So, what's a half square triangle, honey?
Just a triangle for me.
I know, but what does it look like?
3 points.
Well, I have one over here. Come over here and point one out. Unless you want to do it with your Lego.
That's what I'm trying to find. See if we don't have it.
Anyway, he knows what they are. Let's see here. Laura says, I have a complicated medical history, and he saw me struggling to quilt with my domestic machine. He wanted to make it easier. Your husband sounds fantastic, Laura. He bought her a long arm, honey.
Okay, that's good.
Yep.
Like the one I gave you?
Like this one you bought. Yeah, because you bought me this Denomi. It was a Christmas present from my husband. I got to pick it out, of course, but.
Yep. And it's quieter than the smaller one.
Yeah, it's way quieter than that Singer machine. I'm a Singer machine loud. No, and it's all because it's plastic, and I think that's why it makes it loud.
Yeah.
These metal machines are much quieter running. So for those of you that don't know, and I'm going to spotlight her. Some of you might not know who Teresa is, but Teresa's a fellow quilter. And right now she's working on a collage quilt. So you want to tell them what you're doing and tell them a little bit about your channel. And I'm going to share your channel link. If you're not a subscriber to Teresa's channel, please go over there and share some love and subscribe to her channel to help her out. So go ahead, Teresa.
Thank you, Katie. Hello, everybody. My name is Teresa Louise. I quilt too. That is my channel name. I do quilting and other projects, craft related usually, over on my channel. Normally I go live on Sunday at 2 o'clock. I'm pretty sure I will be live this Sunday because it's supposed to get down to like 43
Wow.
on Sunday. Yeah, and it's like 75 today. And it's supposed to rain and all that. Hopefully I don't lose the internet, but I live in the northern part of Idaho, way up in the Rocky Mountain type area. And so we have really strange weather here and electrical and internet problems all the time. Anyway, and today I'm working on the horse, and it is a art collage with fabric. And this is the pattern, black and white. And it is by Emily Taylor, collage quilter. And somebody looked for us yesterday and these are all sold out. But you could probably like send her an email or something. She might have a waiting list because I know she will reprint these every now and then because it comes with a fabric panel, gray scale of the horse. But I do her technique. Basically, you use parchment paper over the panel or over the pattern, and then put all your pieces on, and then there's more and more of the process. But for now, it's the horse. She has a lot of other projects too. I'll show you the picture of the color photo that she did. It's very pretty. It's what I call a horse of a different color.
Yep. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it is. And I'm not doing it exactly like her. It will not be, piece by piece, where some of the collage art patterns you get, especially if you buy a kit, you're doing it exactly as the designer.
Yeah, it's an imitation of it.
Yeah, it's an imitation of it. So this is going to be, kind of my own thing, even though it is her drawing. And so that's what I'm working on again today. And so, yeah, I think that's it.
Okay.
So thank you for having me.
Well, thank you for coming and joining me. I appreciate it. Always a joy to have you on here.
Thank you.
So let me see here. Laura says to Mary, I'm a bit overwhelmed with all the software he's a software architect, so I should be fine. I'm just nervous. He has more confidence in me than I do myself. And then Mary says, you will be fine. I have long arms on an 8-foot frame, and I was nervous too, not computer free motion. I learned a lot from Tiffany. And then Laura says that they've been together for 36 years and it's working for them. She is truly blessed and aware of that. Teresa, you are very creative. That was
Thank
Laura
you.
that said that. I agree.
Okay.
We got one more 4 patch to do, and then we'll be able to sew all this stuff together. This block is coming together pretty good. Teresa, how many horse themed quilts have you done?
This will be my third one. The other two that I did were patterns by Tony Whitney. And they are actually easier to do because they come with more pattern stuff. I still picked my own colors, but they're just easier to do because each piece on the collage is a certain shape, and you cut that out and then you put it right there, you know. Whereas this is just kind of freestyle, basically. I mean, I know where the shading should be on this, but
someone was talking about using crayons on fabric. Have you heard of that before?
yeah, we were talking about it yesterday. Jean from Kept in Stitches,
Uh-huh.
she's doing that.
So
She had a bit, yeah, she had a video the other day. What she does is you have a drawing, you draw it out on fabric, and then you color it in with crayons, and then you iron it down, and then she goes back over it, the major lines. She does embroidery,
oh, gotcha.
so it's colored embroidery basically. And so she's been doing videos over there about that process. So she's done 2 videos so far, and not sure when the third one comes out, probably next week, I think.
I'm gonna have to make sure that my oldest daughter has the time to go watch those, because I've been trying to talk her into thinking about since she's a painter. She paints with acrylics and pastels, and I told her, I said, you know, if you want to find a way of staying home instead of working, there's this aspect you can get yourself, you know, into it, you know. And I was talking about her painting on fabric because I think it would be cool if she did that and she could become a fabric designer. I would think. I mean, I think that's where most of the fabric designers have started from, is some kind of artistic nature they already had. But I didn't know you could do it with crayons, and that sounds very intriguing to me.
Yeah, you should go watch those videos. It's you know, pretty simple, really. If you know, have a box of crayons.
Yep, I do. I have crayons because I like to color. I also have a bunch of colored pencils. Lynette, when she was very little, she would take crayons and colored pencils, and she would, ever since she could hold a crayon, actually, she was doing that kind of thing. And she would mix the 2 mediums together on whatever she was drawing or painting or coloring, I mean. And she did an art piece in art class in I think it was the 2nd or 3rd grade, and her piece got put in an art show, and I was approached by some famous person. I can't remember who it was because everything was a blur back then. And he asked me, he said, did you teach your daughter how to use crayons and coloring pencils at the same time and use the color, the way she uses color in that manner? And I looked at him and I'm like, no, I didn't. And he said, so no one's taught her to use color in the way she's using it? I said, no, that comes from her. That's just her, and she's always been that way. And he told me, he said, you know, us as art teachers and art instructors and professors and, you know, all these things that get people, you know, before you become some famous painter yourself. He told me, he says, we try to teach this how this color is used, but it's not teachable. And when you see a kid that young doing color in the way she was doing it, he told me, he says, it has to be coming from inside. I said, I think it does, because ever since she could hold a crayon, she was doing that. She was just exceptional at a really young age with doing stuff. She'd see something and go and do it, you know?
Yeah.
And you know, one time my mother saw, and I could, one night on one of my lives, I'll show you some of her stuff. Because some of it, when you look at it, you're like, one drawing she did, to me, it was a little weird and creepy. But when you look at how she did the hands on this one piece, you're like, wow, that's really interesting. I think she notices people's hands like I do. When I'm watching movies, have you, let me give you an example. What's his name that played the main part for the Horse Whisperer? What's his name? Actor. He also was on one of the Marvel movies too, playing the old part. Can't. Anyway, he has the most beautiful hands I've ever seen on a man. And you see his hands a lot when he's doing the Horse Whisperer movie, because they show him taking his gloves on and off, and when he's working with the horse, you see the tactile stuff he's doing with the horse. And you're like, golly, he's got pretty hands.
Huh.
Can't think of his name at the moment, but he's someone famous. All right, this is where we are now. So now I have everything done in quadrants here. So we have 1, 2, 3. So what I'm going to do is I'll start sewing 2, 2, 2, and then I'll join the next one over on each one, and then we'll sew horizontal after that. Robert Redford, Laura said it. Yeah, Laura, Robert Redford's who I'm talking about, Teresa. His hands are beautiful.
Really?
Yep. I'm like, he looks like he has magic in his hands. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, so you know what I'm doing, let's see here. I'm going to sew this to this. Just turning and facing like this. And then we're going to do the next row the same way. I'm just going to turn them together. Same here. And we're going to sew these seams. And you got to make sure, because there's a seam in the middle, you also have to line that up. Raina says Robert Redford. Yep. I never noticed his hands until he did the Horse Whisperer, and I was like, wow, he's got pretty hands.
Huh.
Because I've seen him in other movies, and you know, I really wasn't all that fascinated by him, but that movie was a good movie.
That's because you have something in common.
Horses. And you also get introduced to Scarlett Johansson too, because she was in that movie before she starred in the Marvel movies. She was so young in that movie too, man. They need to come out with more horse movies. I haven't seen any horse movies since they did Secretariat.
It was a good movie.
Secretariat was a very good movie. I don't know how many times I watched that one. Do you know, Laura says the Horse Whisperer is one of her favorites. When we first moved to Lake City, I used to follow horse racing because I was in love with horses even back then. And I watched Secretariat win that Triple Crown. I sat glued to the tube, and I remember all the attitude about Sham and the horse, and there was he racing against him and the owner of that horse, and I remember all the competitiveness that was going on between them. And then Secretariat just blew him away. But I also watched one where it was trying to see if I can think of the name of the female horse. It was a female against a male horse. and she would have won that race had she not broke her pastern right at the end of the race, right before she would have won the race. Between her and it was foolish. She was racing against Foolish Pleasure, and I think her name was Ruffian or something like that, some odd name. And it was sad because she would have won the race if she hadn't broke her leg. I am over here sweating.
Yeah, they don't make movies like they used to.
No, I feel like we've been in a movie drought. I finally was able to watch the new Captain America, and I'm not sure how I feel about it. I'm okay with who's playing Captain America because I like him a lot, but the movie seemed stiff to me, and I don't know if it was because we had Harrison Ford playing. He replaced the original actor that was going to be the Red Hulk, and because he died, and I'm not used to seeing Harrison Ford play that kind of part, and but that the whole thing seems stiff to me. But I also noticed that a lot of times when you have new actors coming in on something, you know, the first couple times you see them in, you know, like back to back movies, they tend to be stiff, and they don't seem like they're a family yet. And then over time, you see that change, and the movies get better as the movies progress through a series of movies. The acting gets better, and the way they interact with each other is better. And it could be that's what it was, but it seemed really stiff to me. So I don't know if I like the movie or not. He did good playing, as far as the actor playing Captain America, he did really well. I just thought the rest of the movie seemed really stiff. And I usually don't complain about Marvel movies because I've never been a comic book person, so I had to learn who all these people were. But I was on a kick there for a while where I was just Marvel, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I hate that DC canned Henry Cavill because he was doing a super good job playing Superman. He's pretty to look at too.
Maybe.
Huh?
Prettier than me.
There's no comparison, babe.
Can have him then.
That's not what I meant.
Might
like
be
saying,
married, but we're not blind.
Yeah, that's right. We can look. It's just like me loving Jason Momoa as an actor. Oh my God, he's so sexy.
Yeah, no.
But I don't have carnal thoughts about him. I just think he's fun to look at. Especially when he started out on Stargate Atlantis. I'm like, oh my God, what a beautiful man. With those long dreadlocks he had. And he was always playing Mr. Badass, you know. He still plays Mr. Badass. Laura says they just need to come out with more movies that are worth watching. I agree. I mean, where's all the science fiction movies? I'm like, golly, we're in a drought. I do know. I'm so happy about it. Is the newest Godzilla King Kong movie are due to come out May of 2027, and I am super stoked about that. Another Godzilla movie to watch. Yay! Yesterday, I was on a Godzilla kick, and I was watching back-to-back Godzilla movies yesterday.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah. I've been watching Godzilla since I was a young kid, when it was black and white. And now that they got all this fancy CGI and everything, they make it look so good. I think Toho's supposed to come out with another Godzilla movie too. I don't know exactly when. I haven't heard, but the Godzilla -1 it earned them a lot of money, and it was definitely like the old Godzilla movies, where he was just playing the bad guy all the way around. Because when you first started watching Godzilla way back when, he was not friendly. He was always wrecking Tokyo and stuff.
Right.
He wasn't there to help do anything except cause chaos. Uh-oh. Please tell me I didn't sew this wrong. Let me put that one aside. Dang it. I bet you I did. I bet I sewed this on the wrong side. I hate when I do that.
Pay attention, then.
I was paying attention.
No, you didn't. Turn them up.
I can't help it if I turn my angles the wrong direction. I wish I wouldn't do that because it irritates me. I'm not striving here for perfection, but dang it, man.
Yeah, I know. I hate
Very just it annoys me.
I hate perfectionist people.
We're about to see what I did wrong here in a minute. It might be just I think I did wrong when I didn't, but I think I did. I think I did. If something doesn't look right. Is that fireworks I hear?
Yep.
It's raining outside, for God's sake.
Somebody's celebrating something.
Apparently. I most certainly did sew it on the wrong side, doggone it. Ugh. Wait. No, I didn't. I was about to rip it out for no reason. Oh my gosh. I really need to get an iron to this soon, though. Okay, so now
Laura says, just because we're on a restricted diet doesn't mean we can't look at the menu.
that's right. He can't say nothing. He looks at beautiful women. Why can't women look at beautiful men?
I'm teasing you, though. You know that.
Yeah. I don't get jealous when he says somebody's beautiful. I mean, all of us have jealousy tendency. Mine's mostly because of abandonment issues, but when it comes to him looking at pictures, I could care less. Because I have discovered that men are visual animals. And that's not as an insult. Men generally are visual. God, yeah. They can look at beautiful women pictures all day and be perfectly content with that.
Mm.
Me, I don't get it.
What do you want, girl? You want, girl? Wanna go shoo-shoo?
She's wanting FOOD, and pretty soon she's gonna know what that means too.
That's because you keep saying it.
Yep.
You can just keep saying chow chow.
I need to come up. What's the Greenlandic word for that?
Delicious.
Huh?
Delicious.
Is that a really long word?
Nelly?
Nelly? Or is it nearly?
Nelly?
Nearly?
Sissit.
Sissit.
Yeah.
Nearly sissit. Katie and Teresa, I'm totally in love with my husband and would never consider leaving him, but I'm also human. Yeah. It doesn't, I don't think it's a crime to look.
No,
I think that it's a problem if you start having naughty thoughts about it. And generally, when I look at a man and I say he's beautiful, I'm not thinking of that in a sexual way. I'm thinking of that he's actually beautiful to me. You usually don't hear women say men are beautiful, but I've seen some beautiful men, and oh my gosh. It's just like in the Lord of the Rings, you've got Legolas. I could look at him all day long too, with that long blonde hair, and I'm not a blonde haired kind of person, but he looks yummy in it.
Yeah.
And he's not even a blonde to start with. He has dark hair.
There was quite a few attractive people in that show.
I know. Oh my God. They made sure to make them elves look sexy.
Yeah, all the elves have to be, you know, cute.
Yep.
Right.
Yep. And there were some pretty ones.
Yeah.
But I also think that Aragon was the guy that played Aragon. He was pretty sexy too.
Yeah, definitely.
Viggo Mortensen.
Yeah. He did good in that horse movie called what's the name of that horse movie?
Hidalgo.
Hidalgo. Yeah, I loved him playing in that too. That little horse kicked butt.
Oh yeah, I like that movie.
Hidalgo movie is a true story movie.
Mm-hmm. That was a good little horse.
Liv Tyler is a beautiful girl too.
Who?
Liv Tyler.
Oh yeah, Liv Tyler was very beautiful. Who'd have thought that she was Steve Tyler's daughter, man? But you can tell by the lips that they're related. Yeah, they even made the women in the Lord of the Rings look yummy. I mean, you got her and you have what's the one that played what's her name that played damn, what is with me with names tonight?
Describe the character.
The main woman elf has all the power.
Oh yeah, she's pretty.
She's gorgeous. I've been watching the Ring of Power, and they're doing a younger version of her, but not with the same actor. And the woman that's playing the younger version of her, she's not too terribly bad either.
That other girl, oh, I can't remember her name. She was Aragon's wife at the end.
Yeah, that was Liv Tyler.
Yeah. Steve Tyler's
daughter.
Daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's really pretty too.
Well, Steve Tyler has now had to retire because he blew out his vocal cords. I don't know if you heard about that or not.
Oh no.
Yeah, he blew out his vocal cords. Finally. And I think part of it was caused from all of his substance abuse problems he had.
Well, I'm surprised he didn't blow him out sooner because he's, you know, he's a screamer.
Yep. That man could belt it out, that's for sure. It's funny, you know, when I was younger, a young girl, you know, early 20s, I didn't like Aerosmith or any of them other screamers. And now as an older adult, I like them.
Yeah.
And it was funny. I was watching, I don't remember what band it was I was watching the other day, but I'm like, dang, I thought he was sexy when I was young. And here I am, 63 years old looking at these younger, you know, because these videos are everlasting. And I'm like, golly, he's sexy still to me.
I know, right? I was doing that the other day. I can't remember his name now. Dang it. Um, what band was it? Oh, it was Pink Floyd.
Mm-hmm.
David Gilmour.
Huh?
David Gilmour.
Yeah.
The guitar player.
He was pretty good looking when he was younger. And he's still a handsome guy, you know.
Have you ever paid attention to how Rod Stewart looks as an older man? You know, I didn't think he was all that pretty when he was young, but now I think he looks freaking good for an old man. And he could still freaking sing.
Yeah.
You know, and the other one, do you like Scorpions music?
Yeah, I did, but I, haven't listened. I went to their band concert once when I was younger.
I've never been to a concert my whole life. But I can listen to him sing all day long too now. It's just, I don't know. I just love their music. All of it actually I like. Not just the ones that made top 10 hits, you know.
The ballad ones too.
I love ballad music anyway. There's nothing better than a song that's a ballad. He wrote a lot of them, and so did Queen. They wrote a lot of ballads for their music. I mean, who would have ever thought you could take Bohemian Rhapsody and turn it into a song like that? Some of the most big writers back then, man, they're what, and now you don't hardly hear any kind of music like that now. It's like it's died or something. I feel like rock and roll is disappearing.
As long as we're still around,
Yeah.
just like that.
Yep, that's why we continue to listen to it. That's why we have so many CDs. We have so much music here that we listen to. And it's interesting that me and Nikolai have a lot of music that we both happen to like, and I've exposed him to some he's never even heard of.
I might have heard some, but just don't.
Well, you never heard of Styx until I introduced Styx to you. And Foreigner.
No, I do have heard about Foreigner. I just don't know them properly.
And Journey, I don't think you really I think you heard Journey music before. You just didn't know their name. It's kind of like me with some music. I didn't know band names, but I knew the songs.
Right.
And my very first 45 record I bought, when I saw him on the Muppet Show singing Crocodile Rock, I was like, OMG, I want that song. And I would be bopping around listening to that song. And next thing I know, my collection of Elton John 45 records grew because it was the only way I could sneak music into my parents' house because they were small and I could hide them. And then whenever my parents would be gone, us girls would get all our 45 records out. We would be bopping around the house because as far as they was concerned, it's Satan's music. Oh, Katie, the one on your right is upside down. No, it's not. It's supposed to be like that. Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it's supposed to be like that. Carrie says, I remember that episode. Yeah. the Muppet Show playing Crocodile Rock with Elton John singing it because he was with them when they were doing it. It was a lot of fun. Okay, so now I have all of them sewn per row. Now we're going to join them. And I know that some of you probably think these are upside down. They're not. They're supposed to look like this, and I'll show you in the book. Let me show you. So you know I didn't do it upside down.
Down.
See how they have that triangle there?
Down.
And the other one going the other way? It's supposed to be like that. Just in case anyone didn't realize that. Okay.
Well, we do have a lot of music in common, though.
Yeah, a lot of music we both like. I never thought I would see the day where I would like Led Zeppelin's music. And now there's some of it I still don't like. But a lot of it now I do like. And Guns N' Roses was the other one. I couldn't stand Guns N' Roses when they first came out. And now I can listen to him all day long too. But it's sad because he's let his life go down the toilet.
Axel?
Yep. And he also had to have throat surgery for his vocal cords because he did something to his. Okay, so since we're talking about music, name only one. What is your top best band that you love the most? Out of all the music that you like, which one just does it for you? And then I'll tell you which one does it, which band does it for me that has always done it for me. Actually, I guess I have two. As I already mentioned Elton John, he's one of them. Babe, can you give her 2 chicken legs and an egg? That way she can.
Moby.
She's not moping, but seems she's going to be talking with us, and one of us is going to have to feed her. She didn't talk last night because she got to eat early. Remember that? Because we ate early yesterday. Today we didn't.
Seriously?
Hey,
Seriously?
I just want something, Daddy.
Seriously?
Oh yeah, Robin, I like that song.
Yeah, me too. And you, when you're singing the song, you can visualize what they're doing. You know. We were hopping and bopping to the crocodile rock. Yeah. I'm pressing this so that I can get ready to sew these together because we got lots of seams in this block now. Ow, this block is going to be pretty too. I like the Moody Blues. Nazareth Love Hurts. Robin Reed said Nazareth Love Hurts, and then Carrie Quilt says the Moody Blues for her. Let's see who else. Anyone else?
How about Iron Maiden?
Is that who your favorite one is? Iron Maiden's your top one?
Yeah.
But what about now?
Oh, they're still good. They've been running for 50 years.
Yeah, along with a few other bands. Heck, look at Bon Jovi, man. Me and him are the same age, so I spent all of my adult life following him because he was just starting out as an adult in music. But he wasn't my top contender band at the time. So if I had to choose only one band, I would say Styx. I have every original vinyl album that they made. It was Sticks all the way, man.
I went to their concert too.
I wish I should have went to the one that was the Carol that I had a chance to go when I was down in Kissimmee, but I was so fresh out of quitting the church and didn't know my way around the world at the time. I was so young, and I didn't know if it was safe to go to a concert by myself, and now I wish I'd have done it because I've never been to a concert in my whole life. And I wouldn't mind doing one now, but I don't know if I could tolerate the now, how loud it'll be.
It will be a lot of it.
Yeah,
Not the band itself, but the people all around you screaming.
I always took earplugs with me, just in case I needed them because, yeah, it does get really loud.
Yep, and that's probably what I'd have trouble with, is it being too loud. The Sticks doesn't have Dynasty Young singing with them now, but they still are traveling around, and sometimes they sing with Journey every now and then. And I saw where they were singing with some other band. I can't think of the name of the band right now. But there was also the REO Speedwagon Sticks thing going on, which I think is pretty darn cool. Denise says, no way. Hey, Denise. She says, no way to have a favorite if you love music. It's lyrics, beat, and vocal delivery. Yeah. It's hard to say just one. I mean, and if you had to ask me what song out of Sticks what would be my top ranking song for Sticks, they would be two of them. One would be Come Sail Away, and the other would be Sweet Madam Blue, because they both speak to me when I'm listening to it. And with Elton John, it was Don't Let the Sun Go Down on Me and Crocodile Rock.
Oh, Denise, I used to listen to that too. Top 40s.
I loved listening to the top 40s. That's how I knew what 45 records to buy. Because when you heard them on the top 40, you're like, oh, I like that song. And then I would go say, well, who sings this? I would go in the store to buy a record, 45 record, and I'd tell them the name of the song, but I didn't know who the band was. And they would automatically know who I was talking about. So there was many. I have I don't know how many I have in my storage unit, but I have a lot of records. I want to bring them home with me, and I don't know how I'm going to do that without shipping them and taking the risk of something happening to them. Probably have to bring a little bit at a time home in a suitcase, huh?
Put them in a small tote.
I would love to bring the 45 records home and all of my Sticks albums. Especially since we have a turntable here. Nikolai bought a turntable a few years ago. One of those portable kind.
Yeah.
Yep, it's sitting up here on the shelf.
I have a record player downstairs that we've had for years.
Forever, huh? Denise says her favorite Elton John is Daniel, but he has no bad songs. You're right, he doesn't. And Daniel's a good song too.
Nikita?
The song is called Daniel.
I meant Nikita. Elton John, Nikita.
Yeah. You like that one?
Good.
I like the song about John Lennon, and he's saying it talks about the garden. He's talking about the garden, but it's about John Lennon. Hey, hey, Johnny. Golly, there's so many songs back then that brings back memories. John Lennon songs, his son Sean Lennon songs.
I think I have a record.
Yeah. The 80s was definitely the mecca of music, I think. Late 70s, all of the 80s, and then you started seeing things change in the 90s.
Music changed too in the 90s.
Yeah, exactly. It started changing. It's like, okay, what we got going on here now with this music? All right, I need to press this. I can't do this right here. It's too big now.
Well, for me, my biggest album, big influence on my music taste was starting with their Iron Maiden. It's a British band.
I was gonna say that must be a European thing over here.
That's a British band.
Yeah. We didn't hear a lot of British bands in the United States.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a few, but not a lot until you started seeing lots of guy bands where there was a bunch of men singing together.
Yeah. Well, the Beatles was the big one, big hit. The 60s.
Yeah, I don't really care to listen to much Beatles music. Not my thing. But they were my first husband's thing because I have a few Beatles records.
I got some too.
I inherited that from him dying, so. He also had Elvis Presley records, and I remember my parents had Elvis Presley records too, and I'm like, I don't get the fascination. Why did everybody think he was? I don't know. I sure didn't think he was. But I was also very young when he was a thing. Robin says Edgar Winter Whitesnake and AC/DC. Oh, there's another one. I didn't like AC/DC when I was younger, but now I like them now. It's funny.
Thunder.
Now I'm like, yeah, let's listen to them for a while. And you know who else is really good? That the music's similar to AC/DC is a band called Rush, and I think they are from this side of the pond somewhere.
Yeah, I saw a Russian concert 3 times.
Then you liked them if you went and saw them that many times.
Well, my first husband liked them.
Yeah,
I liked, they were good. I liked them too, but my husband was a metalhead.
Mm-hmm.
The one concert that he went to that I didn't go to was Metallica, because I like Metallica. I liked some of their songs and stuff, but they're just too loud. I knew I wouldn't be able to handle it in a concert. So
yeah, I liked some of their music too, but not all of their music. Because you're right, they're very loud.
Your husband and I could be a good friends, but I like Metallica too.
Her ex-husband, babe.
Ex-husband, okay.
What does your current husband like to listen to?
Oldies but goodies.
He's kind of in the 60s.
Okay.
Like I said, oldies but goodies.
Because he's 13 years older than I am.
Yeah, so he has a different perspective of music.
Yeah,
like my first
he likes. Let
it's
me
funny.
think if I can.
Yeah, it's funny, even though he was 4 years older than me, but because he was born in 58 and I was born in 62, my whole thing with music was totally different from his. Hey, Lori. And you know, and it was, you know, for a long time we couldn't even listen to what we wanted to anyway, because of the restrictions of the church. And you know, when we started sneaking around to listen to music, you know, there was a lot of things I'm sure that I missed out on because of having to sneak around to listen to music.
Right.
We would sneak off to go to the movie house, and I swear it pisses me off even when I think about it now. We would go all the way to Jacksonville to see a movie because we knew we wouldn't run into someone from the church. And sure enough, someone would tell the preacher that we'd been to see a movie. And I'm thinking, so they told him that we were at the theater, but they must have been at the theater too to be going and telling them they saw us going in the theater. Because then we would get chewed out for sneaking off to see a movie. Because back then, you know, we weren't allowed to go to the theaters, and we weren't allowed to watch TV and all this other kind of stuff.
Huh. What church did you guys belong to?
Apostolic. The preacher that run the apostolic church, he was very controlling. You couldn't date outside the church. You couldn't go to concerts. You couldn't participate in prom in high school. The list was long of all the things you couldn't do. Couldn't date outside the church.
Really?
Nope, no dating outside the church. I only dated one person before I finally quit the church. When I was old enough to quit anyway. And you know, when I made the decision to stop going, it was hard on me because I loved a lot of the people in the congregation. I couldn't stay there because there was no protection from my father. He was getting away with all the things you shouldn't get away with. And that's why I don't go to a church now. I mean, I believe in prayer, and I read my Bible from time to time, and you know, but I will never put myself in a position for leadership to control how I live my life, you know. That's between me and God.
Yeah.
Not them. And because men are fallible, which we all know, why would I want to put myself in that position again? Can't do it. And I don't think I'm going to go to hell because I don't go to a congregation. That's what they teach. You don't come to church, you're going to hell. You're a backslider. You got to get your soul right, or you are, yeah. Carrie says, I believe in God, not church. Yep. And I'm beginning to think a lot of people feel that way these days. I've seen quite a bit of discussion recently where congregation sizes have dropped a lot because people are not going to church. Are you saying people in church knew and did nothing? Yes, I am, Denise. Especially the leadership of the church. Because we went to him. Me and my two sisters. There was no protection. None.
Unfortunately, was a lot of churches like that.
Yep. And it ruins, you know, it's one thing to grow up in abuse, but then, you know, church is supposed to be safe. And when you go ask for help and you don't get it, it pretty much messes up your head. Because, you know, you can't trust anyone. And, you know, if you pay attention to pay attention to what's going on in our world, it's not far from the truth of how much you see leadership of churches using their leadership to do what they want to do and get away with it until they get caught up with anyway. And even then, some of them still get away with it. We're living in a day and age where if a woman cries out for help because she's being abused in some way, people don't care, or they don't listen, or they don't believe it.
Oh, Zipper, what are you doing here? Oh, you probably woke Brandon up, huh? Bad dog.
You have a doggy visitor?
The neighbor's dog comes over. He came over yesterday, and I was taking a nap, and Brandon was outside. It was really nice, so we had the back door open, and that dang dog came in and started making his noise. He whines and cries. This howl thing. He's like he's talking, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm on the bed, and he's like, "Time to get up! Time to get up! Time to get up!" Whining at me. I'm like, "Dang you!
Like, go
You're not
away.
even, you're not even our dog. Get the heck out of here!" You
Yep.
little shit.
That's too funny.
So he just came up here, and I'm like, and Brandon, I know, was taking a nap earlier, so I was just wondering, thinking maybe he woke Brandon up.
There's the block all finished, y'all.
Ah, nice. Now
out
that
good.
you have it all sewn together, now it looks correct. But
Yep.
yeah.
I know that I figured someone would think that this triangle here was upside down. And it would have been if the pattern had written it different. Yeah.
Right.
That's the way they done this. So this is called To the Point. And that was for tonight. Carrie says, I asked my priest why we needed to go to church if God is everywhere. And he said, because there's needed to be one place for everyone to keep warm. He didn't always follow church politics. When you know, what was sad about the whole thing is when you leave a church because you're trying to save yourself from getting sucked into the vortex even further, and you run into a congregation, and the congregation, someone from the congregation, and the first thing out of their mouth is not, hello, how are you doing? We miss you. It's, if you don't get your butt back in church, you're going to hell. And to me, you do not get people back into church by saying stuff like that. You should be empathetic and try to help in a different way, you know. Carrie says, I love it, and I need to make it. Yeah, it's really, this is not hard. It takes a little while because I'm a slow sewer, but if you're a fast sewer, you'll probably have this done in short order. You just have to make sure you turn these triangles in the right way. But overall, I think this was a simple block, you know, as far as doing it. Carrie says she pretty much stopped going when he retired. I just don't feel like that God's going to penalize me because I don't go to a congregation. If he's going to penalize me, it'll be because I'm not living my life right. You know what I mean? And I don't think I'm living my life in a bad way anyway. I'm not perfect by any means, though. I'm not saying that. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not out breaking laws. I'm not out harming other people, you know? And me and Nikolai leave. I think we live what? Don't you think we live a pretty clean life for the most part, honey?
Yep.
We don't smoke. We're not out being drunks. I mean, there's a lot of things we're not doing that, you know, could ruin your soul. If you want to talk about what could ruin your soul, you know. Y'all want to see these in order that I've done them so far? I can show you all the blocks again to refresh your memory if you'd like to see that. And then we're going to talk about the next set of blocks. Y'all want to see them in the order they've been done? Let me know. Yes or no. Give me a heart for yes, and you don't have to say no. Just And I'll show you all the blocks again to refresh your memory. I'm gonna have some colorful blocks, Teresa, because I've been using warm colors on some of them too.
Yeah. They're pretty.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Well, can't wait to share pop back with me though.
Who?
Sherry.
So far, Sherry hasn't come in. She must be. Last I heard yesterday, I think she said she was at the campground. So she might. That might be what she's doing. Because I know they were going to camp.
Can't wait till she pops back.
Oh, I know. I agree.
I have a challenge. I'm going to challenge her with a needle.
Let me grab that pink box, please.
Binky.
Okay. Let's get them set up in the order we've done so far.
I got a Beatles in my head now.
Oh, do you?
Yeah. Shaking the baby and twist and shout.
Did I miss it?
What, the blocks? No, I'm getting them together now.
Oh, I think that's looking pretty good there.
The horse is coming along.
Yeah, I got the other ear done, it looks like. There are elk out in the yard,
Mm-hmm.
and they're looking pretty ratty. Um, they're losing their hair, you know, their winter coat.
Yeah.
Yeah, they look pretty bad.
Okay, let's show these blocks.
Okay, let's see 'em.
Okay, the first one is French twist. Speaking of Sherry, she just
Ooh,
came
nice.
in, honey.
Oh, hi, Sherry.
Sherry, don't you leave because Nikolai has something to show you.
Oh,
Okay, so French twist. Railroad crossing.
Ooh, I like that one.
Me too. This is nested bear paw.
Ooh, nice.
This one is called Above and Beyond.
Ooh, I like that one too.
This one's called Pivot Point, and I've done two different variations of this one. So here's the first variation of Pivot Point.
Pretty.
And then let me show you the other variation. This is the other variation. I just changed the background is all I did. So this is a different background.
Pretty too.
And then the next one is Churned Star.
Oh, yeah. I like that one.
And then last but not least, this one is called To the Point that we did tonight. Okay,
Nice.
so that's where we are. So now we have done one. I think this is 8. Let me make sure. 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, it's 7. 6. Okay, so far we have 7 blocks done. And we started this back in February. So we're doing pretty good with this every other week thing. All right, so the reason I don't have number 8, I had given on the set of 4 that I posted last time, we had the threaded, the one that looked like a spool of thread, and I didn't get much feedback on that one, so I decided we're not going to do that one, and I have re-chose some new blocks. So for those who have the book, and I'll be posting pictures tonight for you to do a poll, but those who have the book, I'll give you the page number of the 4 I've picked out for us to do voting on. Okay, where did I write? I wrote it down somewhere.
I like your carpet.
Oh, thank you. That carpet came from the Middle East. My boss, I bought it from my boss. I thought I wrote down these blocks somewhere. Hang on a minute. I need to see where.
Oh, Carrie had a moose out in her yard
Oh boy.
earlier.
Robin says the bear paw's her favorite. She says, I won't be taking my dog out, but I have my, oh, hey, while I'm trying to figure out what blocks we're doing, honey, you want to show Sherry what you wanted to show her?
Yeah.
Sherry, Nikolai has something to show you.
I need your arm.
Well, the whole crew's going to be seeing it.
Ah!
Watch out.
I got your.
Back up.
Dang it.
Give me just,
I got it. I got it. All right, Sherry, during my work out in the sea, I usually have we have some wrecked gear, and these are the ones of the needles that we use. I need your arm. As you can see, that's how big it is.
big needle, huh? And then what size did you say
The one that is inside here is just 8mm thread we use.
which looks like rope?
It is a piece of rope. Yeah.
God, I wrote this down, but I guess I didn't.
And of course, there are other needles too that we use. All kinds of needles.
They're pretty interesting, these needles. Sherry says, wow.
Yep. So it's a challenge for you to try to use remembering your sewing classes with Katie here. Try to use it to sew your whatever you're crafting, and that would be fun.
Yeah, I could just see us trying to do that. Yeah. Okay. You're too funny. All right. So the first block, and like I said, I'll be posting pictures for y'all to vote on. For those who have the book, I'm going to be posting 4 new blocks for y'all to look at to vote on. The first one is block number 622. It's on page 318, and it's called Homestead Album. And here, I'll show you what it looks like. It's this block right here. That's going to be one of the 4 I post. And then the next one is going to be block number 586. It's called Star Checks. It's on page 300. And it's this block. And then the next one that I'll be because I'll be posting 4 of them for you to vote on. The next one is 585, and it's called Wild Blue Yonder. And that one is on page 300. And we got one more out of that 4. And the next one is block number 568. And it's called Square and Diamond. And it is on page 291. And it'll be this one. So those will be the 4 that you'll be voting on. She wants me to bring her one when I come in 2026, babe.
What, the needle?
The needle, yeah. She'll probably take you up on your challenge. Okay, so those will be, the name of the book is called Quiltmakers 1000 Block. That's what it looks like. And it has 1000 blocks in here. We're mostly working out of the part that's piecing. There, for those that don't know much about the book, there's a section for applique, a section for foundation paper piecing, a section for what they call mixed techniques, and then the section I've been working out of, which is piecing. Okay, that yellow and black one is called what again? Block number 568, Square and Diamond. And it's on page 291. Here, I'll write them all in here too, so you can copy and paste if you need to. Okay. All right. Block number 568. And then, all right.
The yellow and black one is called what again?
Square and Diamond. And it's block number 568. And sorry, go
Carrie
ahead.
wants to know what the name of that book is again.
1000 Quiltmakers 1000 blocks. Block number, what's that, 585? I'm typing some information in the channel for you guys too. 585. Wild. Uh-oh.
Are those what those big needles? What are those for? Are they for? Huh?
We used them to repair the gear, the net.
The net,
Networking.
yeah.
Yeah, they call it gear over here. Okay, the next one is block number 585. Come on. Yonder.
So, Robin, I don't know if you heard that, but he said they're for repairing the nets. So yeah, I guess that's kind of weaving.
The cables that hold that, how many meters long did you say the gear was? The whole entire thing?
The troll gear?
The whole gear, yeah, the whole gear. When you drop it under the water, how many meters is that?
It's the whole net is like around 150 meters long. All of it in the water. And when you added the troll doors, it will be like close to 200. And but we talk about a lot of weight going down.
Yeah, you said each troll door weighs a ton, right?
one 12 door.
Yeah.
7.5 tons.
7.5 tons per trawl door. Those are two big pieces of steel, and there's one on one side of the gear and one on the other side. And when they're dropping it into the water, that's the last thing that goes into the water.
Yep. And we do have the what we call the center block too. But that one's weighs 9 tons.
Have I even seen that part of it? I don't think so.
Nope.
I didn't think I had.
I think you have.
I don't remember if I did or not.
I don't think you remember. That was 2013, but you were.
Yeah, that was the last time I saw the gear. Yeah.
Yeah.
Page 300. I'm posting the information in the chat. So give me a minute. This is the third block. So far I've posted 3 of the blocks. I just need to get the 4th one on here. Okay, block number 622. Homestead album. Some of these have interesting names. Yeah, one's on page 318.
When we drop two gears in the water, we talk about probably around 20 million Danish worth of money that we're playing with. Equipment on it. 15 to 20 million.
Yeah, it's a lot of money.
Yeah.
And every time y'all wreck it, that costs money.
Yep.
Or every time the person steering the boat wrecks it.
Yep.
It's not y'all that wreck it, it's the driver of the boat.
I've done that once, only once.
Yeah, but that's the first time you've actually been
Yep, up top.
Up top for the whole time.
Yep.
So only one wrecked gear for someone who's not done it hardly at all.
Yep.
I think that's pretty darn good. When the captain's been doing it for 30 years and he's wrecking it left and right, that's a problem. Right?
Yeah.
All right. We finished that block. So, okay. What time is it anyway?
I don't know.
Wow. We started at 7:30, 8:30, 9:30, 2.5 hours. That's good. All right. So here's what we're going to be doing tomorrow. I think tomorrow I plan on working on my star climber, getting some of those stars made. So I will be a little more proactive on showing you how to do the paper piecing on it a little bit. And I'm just going to go with the flow on it, and we'll spend a couple hours working on that. And then the following week, I'm trying to plan. I can't decide on whether I should try to do. We have several paid members in this channel, and I need to plan a virtual, not a retreat, but a virtual Zoom get together. So I'm thinking I'm leaning toward doing that on the 18th. So for you guys who are members, let me know if you think the 18th is workable, and I'll run it from like from 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time until, I don't know, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Maybe I'll run it about 5 hours. But if people don't show up and I'm sitting there by myself for 2 or 3 hours, I'm liable to cancel the darn thing. Because it's not fun if you're by yourself. Donna is going live tonight. Thank you. Let me find the link real quick for that. I'm glad somebody mentioned it, because she's about to go live, actually.
Yeah.
Hang on a minute. Let me go grab her link. I tried to find it yet last night when I was making my Zoom up for today, and it was not there. So I don't know if she waits till the same day to post her links or what the deal is. But I wanted to just dump you guys over to her. Hold on a minute while I fix the link, okay?
Okay,
All right. Let's find Donna's channel. 'Cause we done good tonight, and I didn't make too many. Actually, I didn't make any mistakes tonight. I thought I made a mistake, but for a change, I just realized I didn't. So I'm proud of myself. Looks like she's already live. That's interesting.
She might have started a few minutes early.
Oh, she must have, because it says 4 minutes ago. I'm like, dadgummit. All right, I'm gonna share the link in the channel, you guys. And then yeah, here's Donna's link for the live. Okay. And don't forget to mention I sent you guys that way. All right. So tomorrow, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, come on over and join. I'm sure Nikolai will be working on something too.
Yeah, but we'll continue with this.
I want to remind everybody, I don't have me and Nikolai need to talk it over, but we are going to be doing this as a live together. You see this beautiful kit? This is going to be some fun to put together, and it's going to be a Lego live. There will be no sewing that night. You can sew if you want, but we are going to build this together. I just got to figure out how I'm going to do it where you can see what we're doing, because this desk is small and I could move my sewing machine probably, but I don't know if it's enough for you to see. What we should do is put it at the dining table, but that I'm not sure how we're going to do that. We'll figure it out, but I'll let y'all have it. I'll give y'all a date on when we plan to do that, and then y'all can come join us as we put this together. It's going to be fun. And this is going to go into our craft room if and when we get the craft room straightened out. Anyway, okay. All right. So don't forget to join me tomorrow evening, and I'll see you tomorrow night. Thank you for coming to the live tonight. I appreciate all of y'all and the support you give to my channel. I really appreciate that. Remember to live, laugh, love, and dream. And you take that and you create something beautiful. Love you guys. Have a nice night. Go over and see Donna on her live. Good night, everyone.
Night,
Bye,
everyone.
everyone.
Don't forget to go see Teresa's channel if you have not been, especially if you're not subscribed to her channel. Please go over there and do that too, okay?
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone. Have a great night. All right, let me stop this live. Okay. Thank you for coming tonight. Hey, if you want to come tomorrow night, you're welcome to.